Grand jury documents in Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell's cases only include interviews with law enforcement and do not include any testimony from Epstein's victims directly, the Justice Department confirmed in a filing late Tuesday, further suggesting the grand jury materials may not include any explosive details the public wants as the Trump administration pushes to release them instead of the FBI's full Epstein files. Epstein was indicted in 2019 on sex trafficking charges as the financier allegedly abused more than 100 women before dying in prison in 2019. Maxwell is believed to be Epstein's closest associate and was indicted in 2020 on charges alleging she helped recruit women for Epstein and took part in his alleged abuse. She was later convicted and sentenced to 20 years in prison, though she's still appealing her case. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche also interviewed Maxwell last week about Epstein's associates, with Maxwell's attorney saying she answered questions about maybe about 100 people and did not refuse to answer any questions. It still remains unclear if any information from her testimony will be publicly released, however, with Blanche only saying last week the DOJ will share additional information about what we learned at the appropriate time. The DOJ submitted a court filing late Tuesday, further laying out its case for why the grand jury materials should be released, as federal law only allows those documents to be unsealed under very limited circumstances. As part of their filing, prosecutors noted the only witness to testify to the grand jury in Epstein's case was an FBI agent, while Maxwell's grand jury included testimony from the same FBI agent and an NYPD detective, who had been a task force officer with the FBI's Child Exploitation and Human Trafficking Task Force. That means jurors did not hear from any of Epstein's victims themselves during the grand jury proceedings, and any grand jury transcripts would likely only include law enforcement testifying about evidence in the case, rather than that evidence directly. Trump asked the DOJ to unseal grand jury materials amid the broader outcry over the agency's memo, saying it would not release any more of its own Epstein files. But the filing Tuesday confirms speculation the grand jury files are much more limited than the thousands of documents the government has in its possession. It remains to be seen whether any courts will allow the grand jury materials to be released, though a judge in one of the cases has already ruled against unsealing them. For more on these stories, check out the article at the links in the description.